Hello and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be comparing a cheap Strat, a Squier Strat, with an expensive Strat, a Fender Strat. So let's get started after this intro. Okay, so like I said, today I'm going to be comparing two Strats. One is a Fender Yngwie Malmsteen signature Strat with a brass nut, a scalloped fretboard, and loaded with Seymour Duncan YJM Fury pickups. And the other is a Squier with a broken tone pot. So we have two guitars that should be similar. They're both Strats, so they should be very much alike. Don't be silly. Of course they're not. One costs $1,700 on Amazon, if I remember correctly, and you can get this for $3.50 and a Snickers bar, or well, anything over $60 on eBay, used, secondhand. Now, but how do they compare? Well, this one actually feels quite nice. It feels familiar in a kind of Strat way. It looks familiar. Everything is where I'm used to because I mostly play Strats, and it even sounds decent played acoustically, except that it's out of tune, or maybe I just can't play. And the microphones sound like this. And you can use the tone pot to dial back a bit of the gain. So you can basically do all of that kind of stuff with this one. You could even do the whammy bar stuff, except that it's missing the whammy bar. And I have to be honest, this bridge looks like if you did anything with it, it would be out of tune. But still, it's not too bad. It stays in tune when you bend. It sounds familiar as well. It's a bit on the thin side, but it's quite nice. Then we have this one. And now, the thing is that this one felt okay when I just had that in my hands, but now that I have this one in my hands, I'm starting to think that didn't really feel all that great. See, it's a comparison thing. And this one just feels more massive, it feels better made, it looks better made. Everything about this looks like more quality. Now, what does it sound like? So it does really sound a bit beefier, but the difference isn't kind of enormous. And the difference isn't enormous in playability either. It's actually not too bad, the Squier that is. This one is admittedly a lot better, but then you'd expect that from something that costs 10 times the amount of money compared to that one. Now, acoustically, it also sounds better than the Squier. Now, just to make the comparison even better, I'll just play the same thing roughly and edit those two closely together so you can get a look, or rather, a look with your mind's ear, your inner ear. That's the one. No, you can get a look with your ear. What am I talking? I'll just play. Not a huge difference, and I could actually gig with this thing. The great thing about having something like this is you don't have to watch out when you throw it around or whatever. It can land on the floor, and if it breaks, it's not too big of a deal. If you throw around this and that breaks, that is a bit of a deal. Now, if you ever noticed Yngwie Malmsteen breaking his guitars, like on the G3 video, G3 Live in Denver, he breaks a guitar in the last song, but have you noticed that he actually swaps guitars? Not even he has enough money to be breaking expensive instruments like this, although it might be a bit more expensive than this one. But anyway, this is not too bad. So, this one costs 10 times more than this one, so it's naturally better than the Squier. But is it 10 times better? Well, no. But then again, I don't think anyone expects it to be 10 times better, because, well, the devil is in the details, and once you go up in price, you get small improvements that make a world of difference. But on the other hand, the Squier, well, if you don't mind certain kind of, how should you say, shortcomings in quality, then it's a perfectly decent workhorse, especially if you're starting out or if you need a spare guitar or whatever. But I'd still go for this one. I don't have the budget to buy a lot of these. Maybe I'll buy a load of these and break them on stage, like Yngwie. So, I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, please press like, share this video with your friends, subscribe for more, comment, and, well, hope to see you in another one. Don't think it should do that. Sounds like we have two microphones working as well. That might be a bit of a problem at higher volumes. Well, we'll just keep quiet about that, shall we?